Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of Social Marketing with Eric. Today we're going to jump right into the show. We are talking about social media metrics and how to track your numbers. This is going to be a quick show. There's 4 quick tips that I wanted to go over, but there's going to be a lot of content, so you probably want to watch this twice and definitely take notes while we're going in here. The interesting thing about social media is that there's a ton of data. You can track almost anything that you want, and the tricky part is really knowing what to track and what to do with it, because you get results, and now what's the next step? You're trying to maximize your dollar and do the best you can with it. So today we're going to cover 4 quick tips on how to track it, what to do with it, and how to know what to do next. Tip number 1, you need to define your social media marketing plan in relation to your business goals and what it is that you're trying to accomplish. If you run a small business, you probably know your numbers, you probably track your numbers, you probably know what's going on behind the scenes, and that's the start of it. You really need to know what's going on. You also need to look at your overall business goals as a whole and decide how much that social media is going to play into your business goals. Okay, let's go over a quick example. Let's say you have a product that you want to sell $100,000 of this year, and that's your target. Just easy numbers, $100,000. Let's say each product's worth $10,000. That means that you need to sell 10 of these products each year to hit your $100,000. Simple math. So the questions come into play are, how many leads do I need to sell a $10,000 product? Is it 1 in 10 leads converts into a sale? Is it 1 in 100 leads that convert into a sale? Once you know these numbers, whether it's 1 in 10 or 1 or 100, you'll be able to decide how much of this do I want to devote to social media marketing versus traditional methods of marketing that you've used in the past. Let's say your goal is to attract 10 leads per month from social media campaigns. Once you get to know your cost per lead, you can now scale that up in the future and saying, okay, if I need 10 leads per month to hit my goal, that's all I need to do. Now I can dump my other marketing because maybe social media is more effective. Or you can say social media is X per lead and print mail is Y per lead. Social media may cost a little bit more than Y, but if I change a couple results or if I track my numbers and know what I'm doing, I can get it cheaper than Y, and now I can put more money into social media than I can mail. Step number 2 is to outline the social tactics that will help support your marketing goals. Once you know your goals, you can assign tactics to help you reach these goals. Next, you're going to look for ways to drive traffic to sites that convert. So whether it's your website, a blog page, maybe an ebook that you offer to download, pieces of information. You're trying to direct traffic to these high converting sites so that you can test these through your social media ads and see how they convert. As you begin to outline these tasks, start to consider what it is that I'm going to measure and track. For an example, you might use your Facebook pixel, right? So you put that on your website, you track all the visitors to your website with a Facebook pixel. One thing you can do is track all the visitors that come to your blog. Maybe you have a real high converting blog that you want to track. You get the pixel set up, you track the visitors, now you retarget the audience that has visited this blog page, or else you can send them to maybe a higher converting blog page. So if they've already read dozens of your other blogs and they haven't seen this one, that may be the winner to track them to that, convert them, have a quick call to action, learn more, download this, do something here, right? So you can use that well-performing blog as kind of the lead magnet for all your tracking. Another great item is you can actually use the blogs that you write on your page and share them on your Facebook newsfeed, and then be able to route people to a landing page to gather information that way. So whether you're trying to fill in a newsletter or schedule an appointment or get them to meet with you. Tip number 3, measure metrics that actually inform your decision making. Now is the important part. You need to decide, what am I going to track? Don't just track everything. Track the results and the items that are going to help you in your business become a better marketer. Know what your customers are looking at, know how to see that ahead of time, and know how that's going to help you make decisions in your marketing effort to put better content in front of them. An example of this is you may track impressions, views, clicks, leads, all those kind of things. Many sites offer dashboards with their system like Facebook, so you can track all the numbers all the way through. They give you a ton of information, probably way more than you actually need, but there's a lot of free sites out there as well, such as the Google Data Studio. This is actually a free platform that Google provides so that you can track all these results in one place, and then you'll know what you're actually looking at. And it ties into a lot of different third-party apps too, so it's just easy to use. But you need to start tracking your KPIs. A KPI is basically a key performance indicator. It's kind of an industry standard name. It helps you understand where your results are going, how they're going to affect your business, and what you need to do with them. So with a KPI, you may want to track website visits, new unique users that month, user signups. You may want to track bounce rates, time on websites, kind of where they go on your website funnel. Maybe you want to track social things like followers, likes, shares, things like that. If you want to start to track these numbers, start with where you are today and then the goal of where you're trying to get. That way each month you can know, am I on track? Am I off track? Am I a little bit short? Where am I needing to go from here and just basically have a result to seek and aim for. Most important is to know where you are along the process. Know what these numbers mean to you. If I'm high or low on my numbers, how's that going to affect next month or next year? If I'm 10% below my number, is that good enough? And maybe the results will kick in towards the end of the year. Maybe you have a different selling season of the year. But basically know, because of where you are, is that going to get you where you need to be? Next is keeping your dashboard up to date. If you have a bunch of information that's old and outdated or not all the way there, it's not going to help you at all. Don't make this a chore. Make it kind of a weekly event, maybe every Monday or Wednesday or Friday or whatever it is. Every single week you come in there, you update your numbers, you put it in there, and then maybe one day of the week, not the day that you enter them, you actually review all the numbers, you look at it as a team, you look at it as a marketing department, and you understand what your numbers are and what they mean to you, and that way you can stay on the same page. But most important is don't neglect the sheet. Once you start putting information in there, you need to keep it weekly. I think monthly is too far out and daily is too often. So stick with something weekly so that you can look at the numbers and know what's going on and make projections as you go. You know, if you do it weekly, you actually have multiple times through that month to scale up your business if you have to. If you're falling behind on week 2, you'll know I got to take bigger actions on week 3 and 4 to hit my goal by the end of that month. So that's great. Okay, and then to tie all this in together, I just said it a second ago, but share these results with your team. If you've got a team, a marketing department, or maybe you're just a team of 10 and you're trying to see where you are, share these results with your team so that you can be on the same page. You know, if you're hitting your numbers every month, you want to let your team know how amazing they did that month. If you're falling a little short, maybe they'll help you lift it up. Maybe they know they need to stay a little bit longer, make a few more calls, do a few more sales, try a little bit harder. Maybe you can see where in the process you're having those failures and where you're missing a number. You know, if your leads are coming in, but the person who's talking to them on the phone isn't quite converting them the way that you thought, now you'll be able to track that and know. But by sharing it with your team, you'll all be on the same page. Everybody can kind of tie in and give their own feedback on it, and it's going to be a great win for the team and help everybody stay on the same page. And once you've done this for long enough, you'll start to understand what's really a KPI in my business and what's not. You'll know what numbers to pay attention to and which ones don't mean anything. Maybe a KPI in someone's business means nothing to you, and the other way around. So tracking your numbers for a while, a few months into it, you'll realize what's important to you. And then make decisions based on this. Do I need to spend more money on social media? Can I scale it back? Do I need to have somebody better on the phone? Do I need to not have anybody on the phone? You know, where are your numbers taking you? How is it helping you in your business? And am I reaching my goals are the important things to consider. Number 1, though, don't ditch your marketing efforts. Whatever you're doing right now, it's probably working. It's getting you in the right path. Just put some of your budget towards a social media marketing plan and see what it can do. You'd be surprised at how affordable social media marketing is these days and what it can do for your business. So I'm Eric with the Orange Stack. Thanks for following along this week as we've gone over numbers. I know it can be a deep subject, kind of over some people's heads, but I really appreciate you following along. We'll catch you next week. Thanks again for following. For more tools and strategies just like this and other content that we're sharing, be sure to visit our blog page at theorangestack.com.